because it's, 70 to 80% of financial brand leaders are investing 1 to 2 hours a week or less into their ongoing learning and development. And it's like, as we see the world continuing to change at an exponential rate, the only way to change is to truly see something from a different perspective. And you're speaking from life experience here. That can come from reading a book. That can come from listening to a podcast. It can come from watching a video. It can come from reading an article. It can come from just life experience and connecting dots that are completely, what at the surface would seem to be irrelevant. But you're like, let me draw a connection from this and let me draw a connection from that. But to do that, you have to create space and time to learn and then to think. For someone who is watching or listening, they probably are invested in their ongoing learning and development, but they're probably working with people who are not. So this question is to help those who are invested in their learning and development, working with people who are not. How can they help empower them? How can they inspire them to create that space and time to connect back to curiosity, to look at the world through the lens of a 5-year-old and say, you know what? I don't know it all. And that's okay. Because I do think ego gets in the way, particularly at the leadership levels. Like, there are some leaders who are scared to admit that I have no idea what's going on with this whole AI thing. And that's okay. Because guess what?
Yeah.
I don't know either. I'm still learning and we'll probably have to continue to learn because there's going to be something else that comes and something else that comes. So then I have to continuously go back to zero. What would you recommend? And maybe what have you done for yourself to continuously stay curious and to continue to learn and to change a perspective, even change an opinion?
Yeah, James, I love this question. I think a lot of the curiosity comes with deep self-awareness, and a lot of the decisions we make or actions we don't take are rooted in fear. And fear can be a powerful motivator. The fear that I have that motivates me is there's the adage of, you're so busy chopping wood, you forget to sharpen your axe. And so when we're afraid, when we're uncomfortable, the human tendency is to fall back into what we're comfortable doing. And so as a leader, we can't be doing all the time. We have to be leading. And that does mean you have to take timeouts to sharpen your axe. What does that mean? If you have an 8-hour day, I would recommend, instead of 1 to 2 hours a week spending on personal development, make it half hour a day. And it's as simple as just blocking your calendar. And like you said, reading an article, picking up a book, even in your own time. I would encourage folks to do that. One of the greatest ways I get to learn is I just talk to people, have a conversation. I go to people much smarter than me, and I just pick their brain. What are you seeing in AI? My brother is actually deep in AI right now, and I talk to him all the time, and I ask him questions about, hey, what are you seeing? And I can't tell you where he works, but I ask him, what is he seeing? How are they applying AI? What are some of the pitfalls? What do folks like us have to know? Just constantly asking questions, because my fear is not having a sharp axe. And I know some folks, it's really just understanding what their fears are, and then having self-awareness to say, how do you overcome that? That would be my personal advice.
That's fantastic. And I really appreciate the perspective. As we wrap up here, I always like to send off those watching or listening with an action that they can take right now. It doesn't have to be big. It can, preferably, it's something small that they can do next to move forward and make progress on their journeys of growth, regardless of where they're at. Some are probably going to be further along than others, and that's okay. We're all on a journey, and if we can measure the progress that we make, then we're all going to be better off tomorrow than we are today. So, Danny, what would be the one thing that you would recommend one watching or listening to do right now that can ensure they make progress?
Take 30 minutes a day. Just block it on your calendar. Maybe it's during lunch. Maybe it's the first thing you get up. Maybe it's how you close your day. 30 minutes a day and just read. And read maybe on a topic that you don't know anything about. Read on a topic that you're passionate about. Read on something that maybe you want to learn more. Whatever it is, just 30 minutes a day, read. And if you can create that discipline, I promise you that'll create a delight, and eventually that will become a desire.
I really appreciate that. And I'm going to add to that 25 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of reflection and writing to think through what you just learned. Because it's through the thinking, it's through the writing that you're able to distill that down. And there's a framework that I share in Banking on Change, which is exponential ideas. It's the exponential ideas framework. And ideas is an acronym.